Hi guys. All right, so for reading this week, we are going to be first reviewing what we talked about last week. So last week we talked about retelling fiction stories and really focusing on what happened in the beginning of our story, what happened in the middle of our story, and then at the end. And we call that plot, the events in our story and what happened. Okay, so last week I mentioned that we needed to be also thinking about the problem and the solution. So in the middle of the story, we have a problem. We have something that goes wrong in our story. And then by the end of the story, the characters have found a solution or they've figured out a way to solve that problem. So this week, we're really going to be focusing on problem and solution. So to just kind of review what a problem is and what a solution is, we're going to look at some different problems and discuss what solutions could be for those problems. So first problem that I have is Joe forgot his lunch. So his mom packed him a lunch to eat at school and he forgot it at home. So quickly discuss with a parent or a sibling or just with yourself, what is something I could do or Joe could do to solve that problem? So he probably has a couple different options, okay? He could eat school lunch that day. Or if you are one of those people that really doesn't like school lunch, maybe you could have your teacher call your mom and see if your mom could bring your lunch to the school. So call mom. So he has a couple different options there, okay? All right, our next problem is I spilled milk on the table. So if you spill something, or you're making yourself a bowl of cereal and you spill some milk on the table, what would you do to solve that problem? So this one's probably pretty easy. Obviously, when we spill something, the best solution would be to clean it up or to wipe it up. So clean it up, okay? All right, the next one, I have given you the solution. I sharpened my pencil, okay? Now I want you to think about what was my problem. So if I'm having to solve the problem by sharpening my pencil, what was the problem to begin with? Quickly discuss that. So hopefully you said either my pencil broke or maybe it was dull and it wasn't writing anymore, so I needed to sharpen it. Okay, and then lastly, this problem is my dog ate my homework. So if your dog eats your homework, what is something that you could do to solve that problem? Now, obviously, you're probably not going to get your homework back because your dog has just eaten it. So something that you could do maybe is redo your homework if you're able to. Or obviously, you can always talk to your teacher and tell her what happened, okay? And see if she will allow you to do it again. Now, it's important to remember that in your story, your character might solve your problem in a way that you don't expect, or it might solve it in a way that you wouldn't have solved the problem, but that's okay. Okay, it's always a good thing to understand and to realize that there are different ways to solve problems. But as you're listening to the read alouds this week, I want you to be really listening for what that problem is in the story and then what your characters do to solve it, okay? If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out to your teacher and have a great week.